I'm excited about this video because we're going to be talking about crystals, how to communicate with them, and how to use them in your ascension process. And we're also going to be doing a crystal activation. So you can pull out your crystals from home and hold them in your hand during the activation, and we can align them to your life's purpose. So if you'd like more videos like this, definitely subscribe to my channel. I'm always doing an activation of some kind. And click on the bell icon so you can be notified of future updates. And let's get started. My journey with crystals got started when I was doing activations and learning how to do them. I had been able to do the soul essence activation, which is my main modality. And this, I usually use the chakras or any of the energy centers of the body. And I was practicing with someone who was connected through the internet. We were doing a video chat, and he was using his phone. And I had just finished doing the soul essence activation for him. And he pulled a crystal off of his desk, and he held it up to the camera, and he said, "This crystal wants you to activate it." And I thought, what? Okay. I had never done a crystal activation before, so I just was guided and allowed it to happen. And when I did it, he was disconnected suddenly from our call. It took him a couple of minutes to call back, and when he did, he said, "You're never going to believe what happened. When you activated the crystal, there was an arc of electricity that went from the crystal to the phone, and it shut down my phone. I had to reboot. That's why it took me a few minutes to call back." So I was blown away by this. And over time, I've discovered that every time I do a crystal activation, there's a very good chance that a physical transformation of the crystal will occur. This totally blew my mind and didn't make any sense to me for the longest time. But what I was able to do was work with a couple of friends who had their own roving crystal shop. And we went over to her house, my girlfriend at the time and I, and we set up cameras because we wanted to experience and see the transformation occur right in front of the lens. So we set it all up. There were 4 big crystals that they had that we were going to do. And after everything was set up, I was very specific because I did not want to accidentally activate all the crystals in the shop. So I very specifically put my finger on one crystal that we had all the cameras trained on, and I said, okay, this crystal, I'm just going to activate this crystal. As soon as I did the activation, everyone in the room, the crystal shop owners and my girlfriend, all were blown away. They just went, oh my gosh, they just felt something. And I thought, well, that's totally weird. Like, I was very specifically just activating this crystal. Why did you guys feel something? As we continued to do it, we did it to all 4. And one of the crystals was a big black onyx that was completely black. There was no changes to it whatsoever. There was no blemishes at all. And when I did the activation on that, a big white crack formed right through the center of it. And we said, okay, we got it. We were looking at the camera. One of them was looking at a phone with slow motion turned on, and they were watching the transformation occur while looking at it through the camera or through the screen of the phone. And she said, oh, we got it. We got it. We got it. I interviewed them so I could make maybe a little documentary about it. And then I got the footage home and I started to watch it. And what I discovered is that big black onyx with the big crack through it that was not there before I did the activation. In the film, that crack had always been there. And so I thought, oh my gosh, how did we not get this? And so I asked my guides, and the information that I got was that I was changing the timeline so that we were moving into a timeline where that crystal has always looked that way. And that's why the camera footage from that timeline would never show a change whatsoever. And to confirm this, I worked with a friend of mine who channels the 9th dimensional Pleiadians, and I asked them what happened. And that's exactly what they described. So all I know is that it happens, and we can see it happen before and after, but any camera, any photo does not show a change. When I was telling a friend of mine about this, who definitely studies all the latest science news, he said, oh my gosh, yeah, that's totally a thing. And there's something called time crystals that scientists have been baffled by because they experience the exact same thing. When they change the crystal using whatever method they're using, they're finding that it doesn't show up the change in the video camera either. It's always looked like it does after they make the change. So luckily, I'm not the only one that's experienced this. At this time, why don't you get your crystal now and take a look at it, hold it in your hand, and especially if it's a clear quartz. The clear quartz are the easiest to see the transformation, but it can show up in other crystal types as well. It's just that the clear quartz is nice and easy because they're simpler. Most of the crystals are very complex. This is an Andara crystal, and I'm not sure how well you can see it, but it is definitely very detailed. And so our little human brains have a difficult time noticing all those details and noticing the differences if it were to transform. But with clear quartz crystals, it's much easier because usually it's just a big clear object. Maybe there's one cloud, maybe there's two clouds. It's usually, if it does have a tint, you can notice that tint. If it doesn't, you can notice that too. And then when the transformation occurs, you can notice if there is a new tint, or if there's a new cloud, or if it's cloudier, or if it's clearer. There's many different things that can occur. So what I would say right now is take your crystal and commit it to memory as best you can. Really take a look at the differences, where the cracks are, where the clouds are, where any of the blemishes are. And so once you've kind of done that and you understand it pretty well, what I would suggest is that you go ahead and cup it in your hands, maybe in both hands like this, and just close your eyes and feel the energy coming off the crystal. What does that energy feel like? Does it feel like a pulse? Does it feel just like a tingle? And think about the strength of the energy that's coming off the crystal. So just take a moment and do that. Okay. And then to communicate with your crystals, it's actually very similar to the way that we communicate with our higher selves or our inner master or the collectives or our guides, whoever it is that we're working with. This is the same thing. And I've actually got a video that explains how to do that, and I'll have the link up there for you. But in this case, all you need to do is go ahead and cup it back in your hands again and close your eyes again. And this time, all you're going to do is you're going to ask the crystal a question. And you can ask it a nice, simple yes-no question so that you'll be sure that you get a response, an easy response. So all you need to do is ask, do you want to be activated by Xane today? And then just wait for an answer. And if you don't get an answer right away, go ahead and ask the question again. Do you want to be activated today? Once you've gotten your answer, if it says no, which it doesn't usually, they usually like it, you can grab a different crystal and try it again. But once you're ready, then all we're going to do is you're going to hold this crystal in your hand. And the activation, how it works is we're going to be aligning its consciousness more with yours. Every crystal has a consciousness. Every crystal has a vibration. Your vibration and the crystal's vibration, or your consciousness and the crystal's consciousness, could be at different levels. And so what this will do is it will align your vibrations more so together so that you can communicate with it easier. It will also align its purpose so that it matches your life purpose. I'll probably be doing some other videos where we'll be doing specific targets. We'll be saying that this crystal will help you ward off negative entity attachments, or this one will align you more with the truth that you are source. But for now, we're just going to do a general aligning with your purpose activation. So go ahead and place the crystal in both hands. You can close your eyes or you can keep them open. And how my activations work is I will just be saying a loud keyword. In this case, it'll be the word awaken. And the activation will be complete. So keep holding it in your hands. Awaken! Good. Okay. Now you can take a look at the crystal and you can see if there's any change. What you're going to want to do is look for different colors, different patterns of cloudiness, any new cracks. Sometimes there will be some striata across the surface, or strata. I don't know what I'm saying. And once you've kind of taken a look at that and see if you can notice a difference, then you can once again go ahead and cup it in your hands and see if you feel a difference in its energy signature. Does it have a different pulse? Does it have a different tingle? In many cases, you'll feel it stronger than you did before, or a different way altogether. So hopefully you noticed a big transformation in your crystal. And if not, just go ahead and grab another one and rewatch the video and try it again and see what you see. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. If you'd like to experience one of my other activations, you can download a nervousness relief activation from my website. What this will do is it will remove that negative feeling before you're about to give a talk, or ask for a raise, or ask someone out on a date. That nervousness feeling that clouds the mind and gets in the way of you being able to successfully do the thing that you're nervous to do. I've had many people use it, and they've given me all kinds of wonderful feedback of how much it's helped them get a job, or give a talk, or be interviewed in front of thousands of people. So you can find a link to download that in the description below. Thanks again for watching this video. You can watch some of these other videos that give you powerful activations to help you with your ascension. You can also subscribe and click on the bell icon so you can be notified. And you can click on the like to help me out, to let everybody know that you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much, and I'll see you on the next one.